Hello and welcome to today's class. Today we're going to be focusing a lot on reconnecting with our bodies, restoring freedom of movement, maybe restoring posture, and releasing any tension or maybe areas of tightness, stiffness, or pain. For today's class, we are going to be using a chair. So just make sure that you do have a sturdy, comfortable chair nearby, and we are going to be using a yoga strap. Now, don't worry if you don't have a yoga strap. What you can also use is a belt that you have around at home or even a towel. And if you don't have that on hand either, there will be modifications, but it will be handy just to have that on hand to see if we can go a little bit deeper into the movements with our assistance. All right, so once you're ready, let's begin. All right, so we're going to come into a comfortable seated position. We can take our hands pointing up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky, opening ourselves up, just taking a moment to come into the body. You can roll the shoulders back a few times, maybe do a few movements of the neck, just to release any tension into the neck. And then just make sure that you're in a comfortable seated position on your chair. If your back feels a little bit achy today, what you can do is just take a pillow or a cushion and put it behind your back, but you still want to be nice and tall. Reaching through the crown of your head. If it feels comfortable, we're going to close our eyes at this moment. And we're just going to take a moment now to settle here, starting to bring awareness towards our breath. Is it deep? Is it shallow, short? Or is it long? Just noticing how the breath feels in this moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to guide our awareness to the breath at the tip of the nose. The natural inhalation and exhalation of the breath at the tip of the nose. We're going to guide our breath now to the breath at the back of the throat. Just the natural inhalation and exhalation of the breath at the back of the throat. We're going to guide our awareness now to the breath in the chest rising and the chest falling. We're going to guide our awareness to the breath in the belly rising and the belly falling. When you're ready, we're going to now take one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the chest. And on your next in-breath, we're going to guide the air in towards the belly. Feel the belly rising in towards the hand. And then as you exhale, belly button to the spine. Inhale, feel the belly rising, and exhale, belly button to the spine. We're going to take 5 more deep breaths into our belly breathing here, activating through the diaphragm. Inhale, belly rising into the palm of the hand. Exhale, belly button to spine. Taking one more last deep breath. And then releasing any energy, any focus on the breath. You can keep the hands as they are. You can put the hands back onto your lap if that feels more comfortable. And we're going to just start with a quick body scan. So starting at the tips of your toes, we're just going to bring awareness towards the tips of our toes. Now, during this body scan, you might feel certain parts of your body are dulled or your connection isn't as strong to those parts. But I just want you to feel into those areas. Maybe if you have a side that's a little bit weaker, just feeling into your stronger side and comparing how you can build that connection back to your weaker side. So we're going to scan, bring our awareness up into our arches, into the soles of the feet, bringing the awareness to the top of the feet, to the ankle, bringing our awareness up the calves, bringing the awareness up the shins, bringing our awareness into the knees, just noticing if there's any aches or sensation into the knees. Bringing the awareness to the back of the thighs, to the middle of the thighs, to the top of the thighs. Bringing that awareness into the pelvic floor, into the belly, into the lower back, just feeling how the lower back is feeling this today. Scanning up into the ribs, noticing if there's feelings of restriction, and trying to breathe into those areas. Scanning up into the chest, into the upper back, scanning all the way up into the shoulders, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Scanning into the upper arms, into the forearms, and into the hands, into each finger. Scanning back up into the shoulders and into the neck. Just feeling if there's any tension or tightness that you can consciously loosen and let go here. Letting the chin gently rest towards the throat. letting the tongue rest in the mouth, letting your jaw relax, scanning up all the way into those small facial features, so the space between the brows, relaxing the cheeks, and scanning all the way up to the top of the head. And now just scanning, reconnecting through the whole body, noticing if your attention gets drawn to certain areas of tension or pain. See if you can relax a little bit deeper, breathe a little bit deeper into any of those areas. And when you're ready, you can take your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra or a prayer pose position. And we're just going to take a moment to reconnect in with our own desires, with our intention for this class. So if you have a certain area you really want to focus on, if there's physical, emotional, mental tension that you want to release, if you don't have anything that particularly comes to mind, you can use I am happy, healthy, and wealthy. Repeating your sankalpa or your intention 3 times with awareness and intent, and then letting it settle into your heart center. When you're ready, we're going to rub the palms of our hands together, just generating some heat between the palms. And then once you've generated enough heat, you can cup the palms over the closed eyes. Open the eyes into the darkness, just feeling the warmth radiating from those palms. And then you can spread through the fingers and release. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're going to get started just with some shoulder rolls in the spot. We're going to inhale as we bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale as we round down. Inhale, bringing the shoulders up, and then exhale. Feel the shoulder blades rounding down to either side of your spine. Taking one more here. Then we're going to change direction. We're going to come forward with those shoulders. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we come around. Last one here. And coming back to our center. Hands on the thighs. We're going to work into our cat-cow, into some spinal mobility. Inhale, we're going to open through the chest. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, arching slightly through the back. And then exhale, we're going to round. Tuck the chin in towards the chest, curling through the back. Inhale, open. And exhale as we round. Inhale, open. And exhale as we round. Inhale, open. And exhale. 3 more. And exhale, round. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, open through the chest. And exhale, round. Bring the hands over the knees. And inhale, coming back to your center. Nicely done. We're going to inhale, reach through those fingertips. Then we're going to take that Right hand, we're going to place it behind the back, and we're going to draw our right ear to right shoulder, opening up through the left side of the neck. We're going to start with a nerve floss here, so we're going to close through the hand, then we're going to open through the fingers. You might feel some tingling here, that's completely normal. Just take it to where it feels comfortable. There shouldn't be any pain. Nice. Do 2 more. Close the fist and open the fist. Close the fist and open the fist, keeping the ear towards the shoulder. Last one. Open the fist. Now we're going to close that fist and we're going to rotate through the wrist. Go for 3, 2, 1. Change direction. Rotating through the wrist for 3, 2, 1. And then bring the arm down. Come back to center with the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, reach to those fingertips again. And then we're going to take our left hand behind the back. We're going to reach to the right fingertips. And then take left ear to left shoulder. Opening up through the right side now. We're going to close that fist. And then open into the fingers. Close the fist. And open into the fingers. Nice, let's do 3 more. 2 more. Last one. We're going to close the fist. We're going to rotate through the wrist. Changing directions. Coming back to center. You can release the arm, release the head back to center. And then inhale, reach through those arms again. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to pull there. So you're going to rotate through the shoulders so that your palms are facing up. And then exhale, you're going to rotate the other way so your palms are facing down. Go as fast as feels comfortable. And then inhale, rotate the palms up again. We're going to touch the shoulders. We're going to bring the arms forward now. And then exhale, we're going to rotate down. Inhale, we're going to rotate up. Touch the shoulders. Open to the chest. Open to the arms. We're going to rotate through the shoulders. Inhale, come back up. Palms facing up. Touch the fingertips to the shoulders. Bring them forward. 1 more round. Open. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, palms facing up. Come back, touch the shoulders, and then we're going to open through the chest. We're going to inhale, and now we're going to make small little circles with those elbows. Inhale and exhale as we round, drawing circles with those elbows. Inhale and exhale, moving through the upper back. Just making this feel comfortable. Once you start to feel a little bit more open, you can start to draw those elbows closer towards each other. Eventually, you'll get those elbows to touch, but don't take it too far, just listening to the body. We're going to reverse the direction of those circles. So start nice and small, feeling into the body. And if it starts to feel a little bit more open and loose, then you can start to make those circles a little bit bigger. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you round. Last one. Nicely done. And then relaxing the hands back down. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to scooch a little bit forward in the chair. And we're going to take our left hand and place it towards the right knee. Just be careful of your knees caving in. You want your knees to be in line with your hips. And then we're going to reach that right hand back Taking a gentle twist here, looking over the right shoulder, twisting through the belly button. Inhale. And then exhale, coming back to your center. We're going to go to the other side. Right hand to left thigh, and then reaching back with that. Left arm looking over the left shoulder. Twisting through the belly button. Inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Nicely done. Okay, now's the time that if you do have a strap or a towel on hand, you're going to use it. We're going to extend out that left leg. And if you can reach, you're going to put that belt or that towel onto the forefoot of that foot. So the front of the foot. We're going to be sitting up nice and tall, bending the elbows. We're going to inhale. We're going to draw the toes up towards us. And then as we exhale, we're going to push the toes down towards the ground. Inhale, bring the toes up. And here you can use the towel or the belt or the yoga strap to pull and really stretch. And then exhale, see if you can push down against the resistance. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. If it slips, just move it back up again. And exhale. Nice. We're going to do 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Nicely done. We're going to come back to center with your toes facing up towards you, pulling on your yoga strap or your towel. And we're going to inhale, open to the chest. Open through the center of the body. And then as you exhale, what we're going to do is we're going to come slightly forward, forward, forward. You want to be bending through from the hip. You can rest your arm onto that thigh. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work with that belt or that towel. You can walk those hands slowly down. And just wherever you feel that stretch right down the back of the leg, this is where we're going to hold it now. Try to keep the top of the thigh slightly engaged. Relax the shoulders. Be careful that you're not pulling through the shoulders. Relax the chin towards the chest. And we're going to hold here for 5 more breaths. Taking one last deep breath. And slowly you can walk your hands back up that elastic. Then you're going to draw, you can use your hands to help to draw that leg back in. Nicely done. We're going to go to the other side. So when you're ready, we can extend through the other leg, placing that strap over the forefoot. And we're going to start with those point and flex of the toes. So you're going to flex those toes all the way up, toes facing towards you. Elbows are bent, you're holding onto your strap, and then we're going to push down with the toes. Inhale, draw the toes up, and exhale as we press down. Nice. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Nice. Let's do 5 more. 4 more. Try push down against that resistance. Don't worry if you don't go too far, just to where you can today. 2 more. Last one. Coming back to center with your toes drawing up towards you. You're going to hold onto that strap. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward from the hips. You can adjust yourself slightly on the chair if you need to. You can rest onto your opposite thigh, and holding onto that strap, you can just see where you can get in this range. You should feel a big stretch down the whole back of that leg. Rest the shoulders away from the ears. Bend through the elbows. And just breathe here. Try inhale, guiding oxygen towards those tight muscles. And as you exhale, try relax, lengthen, release a little bit deeper. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. Taking one more deep breath. And then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly round back up. And then you can use the strap, you can use your arm to bring your leg back in. You can take the strap off that forefoot and then you can place it to the back of the chair. Okay, the next pose, we're going to have 3 levels to it. So level 1, we're going to extend through our right leg again, and we're going to place the left ankle just below the knee and just letting that hip fall out. You're going to work on pushing that left knee down while not allowing that right leg to cave in. So keep your right leg nice and straight, and you're just going to be working on opening up through that hip. If that feels pretty easy, the next level, you're going to draw that ankle a little bit higher and then still work on opening up through that hip. Now, if that feels like you can go a little bit further, you're then going to bend in that opposite knee and you're going to sit up nice and tall and then work on folding forward, opening up through that hip. So there's 3 layers to this. You don't need to work yourself through all 3 layers. You can stay at the first level if that's where your body is today. Just listen to where you need to be today. Wherever we are, we're going to hold for 3 more breaths. Your next inhale, we're going to slowly round back up. And then you can bring that leg back to center. Release it down. We're going to go to the other side. So when you're ready, extending through your left leg now, we're going to bring that ankle just below the knee. Working on pushing out that right knee, opening through the right hip. Make sure that your left leg is nice and straight. If that feels comfortable and you want to go further, you can bring that ankle up above the knee and work on pushing out that thigh, opening up through the hip. And if you want to go even further, then we're going to bend through that opposite knee and then work on pushing down that right hip, or then leaning forward, getting a little bit deeper into that stretch. Again, just go to whatever level you are today. We don't want to be straining too hard. You want it to feel nice and comfortable on the body. So just listening to what you need for today. Taking one last deep breath in whatever position you are in. And then on your next exhale, you can slowly rise back up, bring your leg back to center, and then releasing the leg. Nicely done. Okay, we're just going to end off with one last final twist. So like we did in the beginning, we're going to take our right hand towards the left knee, take that left hand behind the chair so you can go a little bit deeper this time. You can over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, we're going to take left hand to your right knee. And then take your right hand behind the chair, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Nicely done. We're just going to close off with one last body scan, just feeling into how the body might feel differently from when you started. So when you're ready, you can bring your hands, palms facing up or down, whatever feels comfortable in this moment. And then starting at the tip of the toes, feeling into the toes, feeling into the soles of the feet, top of the feet, into the ankle, into the calves, the top of the calves, into the knees, to the front of the thighs, back of the thighs, middle thighs, scanning up into the hips, into the pelvic floor, seeing if you can relax and soften into the hips, into the pelvic floor, relaxing into the belly, relaxing into the lower back, scanning up into the ribs, seeing if the breath feels any different from when we started. Scanning up into the chest, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Scanning down the right arm, the left arm, into the forearms, into the fingers and the hands. Scanning up the shoulders, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the tongue, relaxing the small facial features, the cheeks, the space between the brows, and scanning all the way up to the top of the head. Feeling the whole body as a unit, uniting all areas of the body, seeing what feels differently from when we started, or what areas are speaking to you now. Taking a moment to see if we can bring any more ease or relaxation into any areas. And then releasing any focus Bringing the hands to heart center. And just coming back to your intention or your sankalpa for today's practice. Taking a moment to honor your true self, who is whole and complete. Namaste. Hari Om. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day.